Hey YouTube, I'm back again, and I'm here to do a review of, like that sound effect? I did. Riggs Mechanized Combat League. And this is one of the 3 VR titles I bought this week. I bought this, I bought Until Dawn Rush of Blood, and Eve Valkyrie. And I'm reviewing this one first, because this is the one that really, I was addicted to playing, and I couldn't stop playing it, and it was really fun to play. So I want to review this one first. Sorry about that. Bit sick at the moment. But I'm still going to do this review for you because I really want to. Yeah, I just found this video really fun. This video game really fun. I forgot what I was going to tell you. There was something really important I was going to tell you, but I forgot. I know it's not good to play VR for long amounts of time, but I lost track of time when I was playing this game. It was that immersive, and I just forgot about the time and the outside world. When I put on the VR headset, I was transported to this world of fighting robots and shit, and like just crazy combat and sports and that, because it's not just running around shooting. It's like you're actually doing sports, and I'm going to tell you about those game modes. But literally, the longest time I played this game for was 3 hours, and that's not good when you're wearing the VR headset, because you might start getting headaches, you'll feel nauseous and all that and sick. But actually, out of all the VR games, this is the one I actually didn't feel nauseous with. The first time I played it, this was a big shock to me, because it was such a high, fast-paced, really full-on game. And when I first played it, I was sick. I was feeling nauseous. And because you're aiming with your head, there was so much head movement going on, and it was a bit of a shock to me. It kind of felt like a fast-paced game like Call of Duty. And so when I first played the game, I switched the settings from not aiming with your head, but aiming with the right toggle stick. But the more I played it, I preferred aiming with my head, so I went back to that, and now I don't get sick of it at all. I'm actually fine aiming with my head. I've adjusted to this high-paced game, and I don't feel sick at all. And I played for 3 hours, and I didn't feel sick at all. I just had to keep on drinking water though, because I didn't want to get a headache. But what I did was I had a 10-minute break after every hour. And that's what the creator said, was oh yeah, you should have a 10 to 15 minutes break every hour. So that's what I did. But I don't recommend that to anyone playing this shit for 3 hours straight, because it won't be good for your head. And I'm probably not going to do that anymore. But I don't think this game is for everyone. I think this is going to make people sick. And then some other people are going to fucking love it and feel fine. This game, I felt fine, but Rush of Blood, I didn't. Every time, because that is a rail shooter, right, and you're on this roller coaster, and whenever that roller coaster moved, I would feel really sick. And now, if you look at the 2 titles, you would think the fast-paced fighting robots game would make you nauseous, but no, it was actually just the simple roller coaster going down that made me really sick. Every time that roller coaster moved, I felt like I wanted to vomit. But this game, I felt fine. I think when you first play it, give it a chance, right? The first 10 minutes, it's going to be such a big shock to you, because you've never played anything like this before. So you might feel a bit nauseous, but trust me, you might get used to it. I think give it a test run for at least 30 minutes to see if you get used to it like I did. But my brother, he couldn't play it at all. He actually felt really sick, so he couldn't. It was just such a big thing, a big shock to him, and that. So he couldn't really play it. But me, I can play it for hours on end now, so I'm that used to it. But I don't think this is for everyone. I've heard from a few people they got sick when they played this, and they didn't really enjoy it. But I think people who are into fast-paced games and shooters and that and sports, like it's got all that mixture in one game. It's got your shooter, it's got your sports and that. It's just got everything really. It's got such a variety, and if you're into fast-paced gaming, then you'll like this. But I've heard other people, they loved Rush of Blood and they didn't get sick from that at all. So I think it's just different people have different sort of reactions really. But me, the first 10 minutes, I felt a bit sick, but then I got used to it. Now I can play it for a long as time. But now let's break down the game. This game, you have 3 game modes, right? You got team takedown. That's your basic team deathmatch. You just have to kill the others. Oh, my throat. What's going on, man? It's hell itchy, eh? You know when you get that itchy feeling on the back of your throat? Man. Man, that's yuck, eh? That's fucking disgusting. Yeah, it's just basic TDM. Then you got end zone. It's kind of like a rugby match. There's a ball in the middle of the map, and you have to get it and take it to their goal and run it through. That's the one I didn't like. That's a really intense game mode, and it really got me immersed in the game because I've had some pretty close matches on that, and like it's like 1-1 and there's like 30 seconds left, and you have to try and get the touchdown to win the game. But it's a frustrating game mode because it's the hardest one to win because like when you kill someone, they choose where they get to spawn, so they spawn back at their goals, so they protect the goals and that. So it's like really hard to score. And if your team's playing shit and it's just you and you're trying to go for a goal, it's like really hard. So that's the hardest one to win, like. So it can get a bit frustrating, but it's really close games and it's really like crazy fun, and you really want to win. So it's like when it comes down to the last 30 seconds and you have to get that touchdown, you're trying to run around the map and go like, because there's so many like different ways you can go in the map. Like you can go under things and you can flank and all that. It's like really cool, and each map has a different design. So if you're like playing in Rio de Janeiro, you need to choose a different sort of like robot. So you got different sort of maps and that. And then the last game mode is Power Slam. Every time you kill like an enemy robot, your power meter or whatever the fuck it goes up. You got these 3 things, right? You got your fasting, like it's your square, your triangle, your circle button, right? You got square. That's like if you press that, you move faster. If you press triangle, that repairs your robot, and if you press circle, that gives your weapons more damage. So when you got that power meter all the way up, it activates all those 3 like things, and that's a cool thing as well because you have to play tactical, right? So if you're playing like end zone, you have to get to the ball really fast. So you press square, but if you take damage, you need to get away from the enemy and hide, take some cover, press triangle, and then if you get into a fight, you press circle. So you have to be really fast with it. But when you're playing Power Slam and when that power meter goes up and you go into overdrive, you have to go up, and because there's a circle up in the air in the middle of the map, and you have to go up this ramp and then jump through the hoop. So it's kind of like a basketball game, really, but you're the ball, really. And that's a really fun one. I liked it, and I'll talk about. I'm really sorry. This is disgusting, but I am actually really sick and I can't help it. But I'm trying to do this review for you. But what else? You got 4 robots, right? But these 4 robots, you don't. You think, oh fuck, only 4 robots? Like that's not much. But you get the same 4 robots, but you get different sort of classes of them, right? They get different special abilities. Like you can get one robot where if you kill it, it turns itself into a nuke. So if the enemy kills you, right, and once you're dead, a nuke goes off, so the enemy dies. Well, the enemy has 5 seconds to get out of the area. And then you got another special ability where you got an armored shield on your back. So if you turn your back to enemies trying to shoot at you, like it basically stops all its like damage, and you're protecting yourself. You got all these different abilities. My tongue's real at the moment. um, so you got this one big fucking robot. It's really massive. It's got more armor, so it takes more damage to die. That's a really good robot for defense. And that robot doesn't really have fast weapons. It has more powerful weapons that shoot at a slower rate. So that robot's really good for defense. Then you got this small robot, and it's a bit faster. You got like fast weapons, but it can go because there's certain routes you can take on the map, right? But it's smaller, so only this small robot can go in these certain areas. So if you're taking damage as this robot, you can go in that small area and get away from the enemies, so they don't kill you. Like this is a good robot for end zone because you can move around and take secret routes and that, and get to the goals faster. Then you got this other robot, and it can do a double jump, and that robot's kind of got a variety of like you can have like powerful weapons that shoot at a slower rate, or you can have your fast weapons. That I wasn't really keen on that robot. I think that's the shittest robot out of all of them, to be honest. But my favourite is the one I'm going to tell you last. I say the best for last, and that's this one where you hover in the air, and that's just great. You're able to fly in the air. Well, you're not flying, you're hovering, but it's awesome being in the air and shooting down enemies. And that was my favourite sort of game style I used, was being the aerial attacking sort of robot. So like if we're doing end zone and the enemy team's running towards the ball, I would jump up in the air and shoot the enemies. And while my teammates are running to the middle trying to get the ball, I'd shoot the enemies and get their lives down. I wouldn't get the kills because they would start hiding that, or they would run to the middle of the map and it will have some cover, so I wouldn't kill them, but their health bar would be down real low, so my team could kill them a lot faster. So I was really good at that, being the aerial sort of assaulting robot. So I've told you about all the game modes and that, and the maps and the robots. This review's been gone for a while, so I'm going to tell you what I liked and what I disliked. And that I liked the fast-paced gameplay. I liked the variety of robots, and that you got plenty to choose from, and that it was cool. And yeah, I just like the variety you can choose from, and just the fast-paced gameplay. I really loved it because I'm a Call of Duty fan, so I like that sort of fast game style, and I really loved this, and I really got immersed. But the dislikes, what I have for this game is, alright, it's repetitive, right? Because you only got 3 game modes. You only got Team Takedown, you only got Power Slam, and you only got End Zone. I think this game is what it's lacking is more game modes. Because when you're playing these 3 game modes over and over and over, it just gets repetitive and there's nothing new. It's cool having all these cool robots, but if you don't have more game styles, game modes and that, like to play with these robots, then you don't like. If it had more things to do, like if I had more game modes to play with, like it'd be more fun and it wouldn't get so old so fast. Like I've been playing it for 2 days now, and it already feels repetitive because of just these 3 game modes. If it had like at least 10 game modes, that'd be awesome. Then you could just do so much, and you can put your robot into different scenarios in that. I think 3 game modes is what it's like, is its main issue. And yeah, it's just a really repetitive game. Like offline, you just play matches really, offline and online. Like there's no sort of story mode or anything, so you're just doing the same thing over and over and over. So you get older fast, And once you've used like your robots and that, and you know their abilities, you know what to expect. Like there's nothing new. I like it when a game's unexpected and you're playing for a reason, right? You're playing for a reason. You think, I've got different game modes I still have to play, or if I have to unlock something. something new, like a new robot or something. I think that would have been cool if there was more robots. I think 4 robots is a bit short. Maybe they should have done it like this, like you get multiple robots, but you have to unlock them, so it gives people to want to play more. I just think this game should have had more added to it. It just felt a bit light, and I think it being $80 is a bit expensive. I think it is an awesome game. I loved it. I played it hours on end, and I had a lot of fun. And the positives outweigh the negatives. Um, but it just needs a bit more added to it. So I think $80 is a bit too much. I think the price definitely has to go down. And I think a game like this, I don't know, it's not going to be for everyone. People are going to feel sick from this. And I think that's with every VR game. Like, some VR games you're going to feel fine playing, but other VR games you're going to feel really nauseous. Like, this game I felt fine, but Rush of Blood, Until Dawn, I felt really sick. So you need to kind of, like, if you can play a demo of it, like, if you go to your GameStop or your EB Games, go there and try and do a trial or something before you buy it. Because, you know, you don't know if you will get sick. And what's the point in spending $80 on a game if you're just going to get sick from it and then you're just going to hate it? You know? So try and do a trial. But I think this is definitely a fun game. But this is what I would say for you to do. If you are interested in this game, I say wait for it to go down price. Wait maybe 1 or 2 months. Wait for the price to go down a bit. This would be great. Because right now VR games, they don't have much to them. You know, like even Until Dawn, Rush of Blood doesn't have much. Like, it's really a repetitive game, and the campaign modes don't go for long at all. Like, you can clock the games really fast. So I think VR, the games, like, it's going to take long. It's going to take more time until we get more games that feel more satisfying and that are more fleshed out. That's what I'm trying to say. They feel more fleshed out. You got more to do. But right now, VR games don't have much, and it's going to be easy for you to. You can, if you played this game really hard, you could be done with. Like, you could finish. You could have done everything in this game in 1 or 2 days, easy, and then you probably don't even want to play it again, like, sort of thing. Like, you might pick it up once every while because it's that VR experience, but you know, you might get sick of it. You know, because after 2 days, you know, it's just going to be repetitive. So I think right now VR games, they don't have much to them. You know, they don't have much, like, they don't have really good story modes or much, like, it's just really repetitive gameplay because there's not much to them. That's what my brain's gone dead at the moment, guys. I'm trying to say certain words and I can't get it on. I can't say it or some shit. So I think VR games right now, they're too expensive. They need to definitely be down, because these games kind of feel like a game. They feel like a game that should be there at a cheaper price, like $20 to $30. You can just play it and try it out. It's like a game, just try out VR, right? Games like Resident Evil Biohazard, that is a proper game, because that's got a proper story mode in that, and that comes out next year. So we are going to be getting proper games with proper story modes, and it's going to feel more satisfying to play, and you're going to have more to do. But these games like this, they're more short. You know, they kind of feel like a game you try out VR with. Like, Rush of Blood's $20. I think this should be at least $30 or something, you know. I don't mind paying $80 for a game like Resident Evil Biohazard, because that is a proper game, but this feels not so much like that, if that makes sense. So, out of 5 stars, I would say 3.8. It's just under that 4 mark. This is an awesome game. I loved it, but it is repetitive, and I think it's a really short game. So wait for it to go down in price, and then buy it, because yeah, it's just too short. And why spend $80 in a game if you're only going to play it for a couple of days and then get sick of it, really? And I was repeating myself a lot in that review, and I'm sorry about that. I was just trying to get my point across. Man, I feel sick, and I look sick. Not good. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope this review made sense. Sorry for just babbling on, but I was really trying to get my point across, because maybe you want to buy this game and you've got a VR headset, but you just don't know. So I'm trying to help you guys. So anyway, like, favorite, subscribe. Man, alright, I got it done. Thanks a lot, guys.